And to me, this was the story that started it all. We did a study of 34,000 people, and we tried to understand, like, what is it? How do we do when it comes to these more difficult parts of a conversation? And we find this. We get to 85, 90, 92% on average of what we want to say. But when we get to that last 8%, that more difficult part of the conversation, a really interesting phenomenon takes place. Let's say you and I are having it. I get to 92. I'm starting to push past 92. You start to get triggered because you're no dummy. You see where this conversation is going. You know that there's consequences attached for you and your career and your ability to provide and all those things. You start to get triggered and emotional. I get infected by your emotion because emotions are infectious.
Right.
And in that moment, as opposed to facing it, having the conversation, I back off, I avoid it. Now, here's the problem. You're a pretty smart guy, Seth, but you can't read my mind. Our people can't read our minds.
No.
So they leave that conversation thinking we had the whole conversation. In fact, I leave thinking I had the whole conversation because, I checked off most of the boxes of what I wanted to talk about, conveniently leaving out that more difficult last 8% part. A month later, I'm looking at you, Seth, and I'm going, what's going on, Seth? Why are you still doing what we talked about? You're looking at me. Again, this is all in our thoughts in our head. You're looking at me going, JP, why are you being so passive aggressive? I thought we're on track. The problem is we never had the last 8% conversation. George Bernard Shaw has this great quote. He said, the single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. It never took place.
Right.
And the last 8% started with conversations, how some individuals, some leaders, some organizations are better at having these last 8%. And the consequences for having them are immense. We get much better results. As a leader, our reputation goes up. It doesn't go down. You know this. You're a basketball guy, right? One of the great coaches, this, I coach coaches. And one of the coaches that I've worked with is Doc Rivers. And Doc Rivers said to me once, JP, if you don't deal with the underperformers in the room, you'll lose the room. And for anyone who's not a basketball fan, the dressing room is what he's talking about. People will see you. Other players will see you not dealing with an underperformer, not having that last 8%, and you'll lose the respect of all of them. And then when you want to coach and exert influence, they're having nothing of it. And so these moments matter for us as leaders and how we're perceived. And by the way, there's someone else watching. We're watching. This as a tennis player. When you see yourself kind of not pushed past into the last 8%, you start to feel a certain shame and embarrassment, and your confidence goes down, affecting the next point you play. And in business, affecting the next decision you make. So there's a lot hinging on how well do we do in these last 8% moments.
Thanks for stopping in and watching this video. If you found it helpful, you can find others just like it at the link below and subscribe while you're at it.